So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Serafina Smith, and currently I'm an assistant dean within the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences at Rutgers University, New Brunswick. We're delighted to have you join us today, and we hope that you and your families are staying healthy and safe. We understand that the recent pandemic has caused some challenges and interfered with your college visits. As a response, we've gathered today to talk to you about 4 of the programs within our school. We hope that in today's session, you'll ask us many questions and that you leave feeling informed and confident about what Rutgers and the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences has to offer you. In today's session, you'll be hearing from Dr. Aparna Zama from the Animal Science program. You'll also be hearing from Dr. Chitra Panusamy from Food Science. You'll also hear from Dr. Isaac Velangani from the Environmental Business Economics program. And lastly, you'll also hear from Dr. John Werby from Nutritional Sciences. In addition, we also have 2 assistant deans from the Office of Academic Programs. We have Dean Cherise Richardson and Dean Penny Carlson, who are logging in and are waiting patiently virtually to chat with you and answer any questions you may have about the academic and social lab at Rutgers University and the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences. So before we get started with Dr. Zama, I would love to review the results from the poll that you all submitted just to see where you're joining us from. You'll be hearing a lot about us, but we want to get to know you. We understand that this is a difficult time and you're not able to meet with us in person, and we're so sorry for that. But hopefully this session will be informative and will feel like you can learn a lot about our schools and understand the opportunities available for you. So let me see the results. And if any of my faculty can just confirm if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, I'm able to see your screen.
Great, perfect. So I see we have some guests joining us today from Delaware, from New Jersey, a lot of New Jersey, Union, Clifton, Hillsborough. We have Long Island, New York, some more Union and Verona, South Plainfield. And we have some folks who didn't answer, but hopefully you can always send us where you're joining us from through chat if you'd like to, for us to see where you're joining us from. Now, in terms of majors, I see a couple of animal science, environmental business economics, nutritional science, nutrition and exercise science, animal science, food science. Great, great. So, and we have some folks from the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. So we have some more partners from our institution that are also available online. So thank you everybody so much for joining us. So I'm going to now pass the baton over to Dr. Zama, who will be talking to you about the animal science program. Dr. Zama, the floor is yours.
Thank you for making the time to be here. Briefly, I want to give you an overview of the animal science major. You earn a Bachelor of Science degree that says animal science, and then it'll be followed by a track or an option. A large number of our animal science majors want to go to veterinary school, so they take something called the pre-vet medicine and research track. And a good number of our animal science students may not be interested in going to vet school, so we have other options available to them. So when you earn your Bachelor of Science, it'll say Bachelor of Science in Animal Science, pre-vet track, or Companion Animal Science track, or Equine Science track, so on and so forth. The big difference between pre-vet and the other tracks, especially Companion, Equine, and Production Animal Science, is that there is a industry-specific set of courses that the students have to take to get them prepared for careers in those respective areas. For Companion Animal Science, it's the pet industry, pet care, pet behavior, and pet-related businesses. And also there's a huge component of animal-assisted therapies and jobs related to that that students focus on. With equine science, it's all about the science of the horse and the jobs that are associated with the equine industry. Then you have production animal science, which is, as the name suggests, it's all about production animal. In fact, if you think of any animal science program, you're looking at livestock species like cows and pigs and sheep and goats. So there's that, but more importantly, the students in the production animal science track are learning about agribusiness and conservation and sustainable agricultural practices and so on and so forth. So a lot of those students enter jobs in the federal government, such as USDA, or sometimes they might go into zookeeping and conservation and so on and so forth. Finally, the best kept secret of the animal science major is the lab animal science track. This is for students who are interested in going to graduate school to enter the biotech or the pharmaceutical industry and working with lab animal models. More about that if you're interested. So I also want to mention that, especially if there are parents on this call, that you always wonder, well, what kind of jobs can I get with an animal science degree? So on this next slide, what you will see are the typical kinds of careers that our students have entered. So we actually offer a course called Careers in Animal Science, where we bring the professionals to you to talk about different kinds of careers, because you may not have ever heard of certain careers, so you don't know what you don't know until you're exposed to that. So here's a list of careers, and you can see the width and depth of the variety of careers available to animal science majors is something that you have to appreciate. So again, I don't want to list off all of these, but I'm happy to answer questions as we go along. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zama. So at this moment, I'd like to welcome Dr. Chitra Ponusami, who's going to talk to you all about the food science program. Dr. Ponusami, you may be muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here in a remote setting. Usually it's much nicer when I see everyone seated, in our rooms and giving a face-to-face instruction. But at this point of time, I think this is the best that we can do. So talking about food science, yes, food science is very interesting. We have a lot of students who come with a focus on food science as the major. We also have students who come in, declaring food science major at the end of first year or second year of study. That's fine too. Regarding the food science major, Ms. Smith, Dean Smith, can you please change my slide? Yes. So we are an undergrad program that is approved by the Institute of Food Technologists. We recently got approval for all of our options of study. So we do have 5 different options of study. And before I go into the various options, I would like to mention that food science is a little bit heavy with respect to basic sciences and math courses. So if you really like to challenge yourself in math and science, then food science becomes easier for you. We have 5 different options of study: research, general, management, and economics, sustainability, and the last to be introduced is the pet food science. Regardless of the option that you choose, you still get a lot of the food science courses. The reason why we have these options of study is because food science is a credit intensive major. A lot of our students are unable to pursue a double major or a minor because of the intensity of credit work. So what we have done is we have removed some of the food science courses and swapped it for other courses which fit into the management option, sustainability option, or pet food science option. Now, regardless of the options that the students choose, so currently we have the 3 options: research, general, and management and economics up and running. We are seeing students in sustainability, and we have just introduced the pet food science option, and we have one student who is pursuing it from her junior year. So regardless of the options that you choose to study, you're still getting the basic sciences, and you're also getting the necessary food science courses. So it you lead to a pathway to a career, but it's not strictly installed. So if you do the research option, our research option is loaded with upper level organic chemistry, 1 year of calculus and 1 year of physics. That's equivalent to our pre-med options, professional school entrance. And the general option has a lot more open elective courses that you can choose from. And management option is again tied to all the management and marketing courses. Sustainability, yes, it's an upcoming field, and food industries are now recruiting a lot of people with this background. So we have resource management, waste management, and supply chain courses introduced in this option. Our pet food science is in conjunction with animal science courses. So again, currently in the pet food industry, which is a very rapidly growing dynamic industry, we have food scientists who work to develop pet foods. So a little knowledge about the animals and their behavior and how to handle them will be good, and that's why we put in all of these together. All of our students upon graduation, they all get jobs in food industry. Most of our students do more than one internship in a company in a food industry. Food industries like PepsiCo, Mars, and Mondelez, they all visit the campus and recruit the students for both internship as well as jobs. If you have any other questions regarding food science as your major and what to do not hesitate to reach me. My contact is in there, and anytime you can email me. I wish all of you good luck, stay safe, and see you soon in person.
Thank you so much, Dr. Panusamy. So at this moment, I would like to welcome Dr. Velangani, who's going to be providing an overview on the Environmental and Business Economics program. Dr. Velangani, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon. On behalf of the Environmental and Business Economics program, I welcome you all for this lively chat remotely. The Environmental and Business Economics major consists of 4 option programs. The Business Economics option includes all of the same foundational courses required in a traditional business school curricula, in addition to the analytical tools provided in the program's economic courses. It is this rich blend of courses such as business finance, management, marketing, small business essentials from business side, and economics of production, demand and price analysis, statistics from economic side, that makes this option so attractive to employers and the government and non-profit organizations. Indeed, many graduates from this option are employed as economists, analysts, financial advisors, managers, marketing specialists, consultants, and policy experts in agencies and companies ranging from biotechnology, pharmaceutical industries, to Wall Street, to small organizations, including small business and startup ventures. This option is also appropriate for students who are interested in graduate studies in business management or economics. The Environmental and Resource Economics option surveys the exploitation, allocation, and the use of renewable and non-renewable resources and their effect on human ecology. This option applies economics and analytical decision-making techniques in assessing problems of environment and natural resources. This option also considers the institutional framework within which a public policy is developed. It is appropriate for those desiring employment with the firms who must comply with the environmental regulation or with the government agencies concerned with the environmental practices and policies, and prepares students for graduate studies in related areas. And our third option is the food industry economics option. This option explores economic and policy aspects of US agriculture and food supply chain management with a focus on food safety and nutrition and health. This option also focuses on the US agriculture and food supply chain under both domestic and international context. It is appropriate for those desiring employment in the food industry or in federal or state Department of Agriculture, and for students interested in graduate studies in agricultural economics. And our last option that we have is a food science and management economics. The food science and management economics options co-listed under the food science and environmental business economics curricula provides breadth across the two disciplines for students with a strong interest in management aspect of food science, process of for food manufacture, and food product development. And these are the our program is as a kind of, it creates a lots of synergy with all the other related fields. And therefore, those who are interested, you are most welcome to visit our website as well as contact us. We will be ready to help you out. You are most welcome to ask any questions. We are here to answer your doubts and clarifications. Thank you for, hope to see you in September.
Thank you so much, Dr. Valangani. So I would like to now welcome Dr. John Warby, who's going to be talking to you all about the Nutritional Sciences program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, you've doctored my slide up a little bit, Serafina. So let me adjust to the new formatting here. Hello, everyone. Very good to talk to you today. As my predecessor said, it's a lot more fun when we see you in person and can make real eye contact instead of eyeball to camera to eyeball. Okay, so I want to tell you a bit about our program. I've laid the rhetorical question out there, why study nutritional sciences? And I've answered it since we're not in the Q&A part ourselves yet anyway. The answer is to discover the molecular, biochemical, physiological, clinical, social, psychological, and cultural dimensions of human nutrition. I put all those words in there because I wanted to emphasize that we are a multidisciplinary as well as interdisciplinary field. You will learn a lot by drawing on the strengths of all of these related fields in getting your education with us in nutrition. We have five options within the major. All of the students who declare it, their transcript will obviously say they're majoring in nutritional sciences, but you are asked to declare an option after you've gotten through the basic courses. All five of the options do require the students have a year of general biology, a year of general chemistry, and our basic foundational nutrition and health course. But once you've gotten through those, or sooner than you've gotten through those, hopefully you'll have in mind going into one of the various tracks that we offer. By and large, most of our students come here to major in dietetics. They want to become registered dietitian nutritionists, RDNs, or RDs as they were previously referred to. These are the people that are working in the hospitals or working in clinics or working in private practice and giving patients or clients one-to-one information on how they can get themselves to be healthy again. Typically, they are part of a medical team, and the individuals that go to them for counsel are in some sort of distress, whether they be diabetic, whether they be obese, whether they're undernourished due to some genetic problem, whether they're having an eating disorder. So the dietitian is the health professional who's part of that team. I'd say roughly 70% of our majors are in that particular field. I do have to caution you that you don't leave here being a dietitian. Much like if you majored in psychology, you're really not a psychologist after you've graduated Rutgers. It's the same with dietetics. The dietetics coursework, the DPD, didactic program in dietetics, really is the first step in becoming a registered dietitian nutritionist. Afterwards, you would need to complete a supervised practice program, an internship, really. You would also have to get a master's degree starting in 2024. You're the first class of students that will have that requirement. And following all of that, as if it isn't enough, you have to sit for the national exam, the way a lawyer would have to pass the bar to become a full-fledged attorney. And I'd really be happy to answer questions in more detail about that if anyone has that a little bit later. Option is called Just Nutrition. I put the research in parentheses to emphasize that and make it a little bit more differentiated from people who think nutritional sciences, nutrition would be the same thing. The nutrition track is really our pre-med track. So you'll be taking a lot more in the way of the science courses that the pre-med, pre-vet committee would want you to have: genetics, physics, calculus, as well as the upper level nutrition courses. Community nutrition is an option for people who are interested in nutrition education and serving individuals in the community, whether you want to oversee a community farmers market or work with the food stamp programs and the assistance that is given people of low income, including things like WIC, Women, Infants, and Children's Nutrition Supplemental Program, or Head Start, the early childhood program that provides meals for children. That field, or rather that option, draws individuals with that sort of human service education motivation. Food service administration is for people who want to operate, run their own restaurant or oversee a cafeteria. I don't want people to mistakenly think, oh, gee, food service, that's lunch ladies in a cafeteria. Believe me, the folks that work in the schools and oversee the school lunch programs, they're the bosses of the lunch ladies, as it were, and they probably are making more money than any of our other options combined in terms of it being a field to take seriously. Every school system obviously has a school lunch program and increasingly school breakfast programs, but some of the more glamorous things may be operating your own restaurant. We have a local diner in the greater New Brunswick area that was started by one of our alums, a very fancy 4-star restaurant downtown. One of our alums, we've got an alumnus that's working at the United Nations overseeing the meals that are served there. Finally, nutrition, food, and business. It's our newest option. I can't brag about a track record with this one yet because we haven't had enough students graduate through it, but it's designed to combine nutrition training with our colleagues in food science and our colleagues in environmental business economics to give you sort of a triple threat to make your way into one of the corporations out there that are manufacturing foods, whether it be Nestle's or Campbell's Soup or Anheuser-Busch, the brewery. We also have 2 minors, one straight nutrition, that word is really used again that way, but that would be for people who are in another option, rather another major, and want a little concentration in nutrition, and a brand new culinary nutrition option, which gives you a background in food preparation, food safety, food serving. Okay, I'll let it go with that now and hand it over to Serafina because there may be people ready to ask questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Werby. So I want to encourage students. I know we are already getting a few questions on the chat box, but if you make sure you click on the icon as you see here on the slide and send us any questions that you have about what our current faculty have presented or any questions that you may have outstanding from anything that was unclear, something you read or learned about the program. I know you're currently making your decisions in comparing our program in school to other institutions that you've been admitted to. So please feel free to ask your questions and we will be answering them live. At this moment, I would like to welcome back Dr. Valangani because we have a question for you. So the question on the chat box is asking if you can talk about research options within the environmental business economics major, and if you can talk about the career pathways that are available for students in government and consulting companies.
Yeah, the first, let me start with the research option. And if the most of our faculty in our department, they do have a project, you can join with any of the faculty members to work with them for your research opportunities. And also we have a 3+1+1 program where during your junior years, you can automatically apply to complete your master's program within the program. And we also have certain scholarship available for those who choose this particular option. And regarding the second question, the employment opportunities, yeah, there are lots of people who are working with the USDA. Somebody joined with the USDA, US Department of Agriculture, and some joined with the Health and Human Resources. And these are different opportunities that are available for students in our major, because it's not simply one particular major. It's a kind of the business major, economics major, environmental major, and a kind of a combination of different majors that provides lots of options for the students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Valangani. At this moment, I would like to know if Dean Penny Carlson would like to add anything.
Yeah.
She's chatting.
I was busy on chat, so.
No worries. I just wanted to give you the opportunity.
So you want to ask what was the question again?
Regarding if you wanted to share anything about the environmental business economic research opportunities and career pathways.
I mean, I have students that work in all kinds of things. I've always specialized a bit in the stock market, which is something that everybody's watching right now, I think. And, you know, I've had students that have gone out and done internships through our SPIN program. Our SPIN program puts a lot of students out in the corporate world. We've had students working with some of the big brokerage firms. We have students working for energy companies. We have students that have worked for some of the big food science companies. So just about anywhere. It's a very broad-based major.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dean Carlson. At this moment, I'd like to ask Dr. Werby to jump back on. We have a question from a student who wants to know how accessible your minor is to students outside of the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences. For example, if a nursing student would like to take a minor within your program, would that be a possibility?
The minor in nutrition, I believe, is open to anyone who was a student in good standing. That had been vetted a long time ago by the School of Arts and Sciences. I'm not quite sure what the rules are for the School of Nursing. Rutgers is a complex place with a lot of different deans who have jurisdiction over their little fiefdoms. So I'm not quite sure. I would be surprised if it wasn't available. For years, the nursing students took our nutrition course. So we know that the department certainly respects us. As far as the minor being available to a nursing student, I can't say for sure. The culinary nutrition minor, however, is brand new. Right now, it is available to SEB students exclusively. We have to go through a specific process to run it past the School of Arts and Sciences to see if we can get approval for that. That help?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Werby. So at this moment, let's see, if we have a question asking if all the faculty can talk about how large their programs are, how many students are enrolled in each program. Dr. Zama will pass it to you so that you can talk a little bit about the animal science program and how large your program is.
The animal science program is about 500 declared majors. Those more than half, about 250 or 270, are in the pre-vet track. Our pre-vet track students take the most rigorous curriculum And a lot of those students actually go into various health professions, not just veterinary school. Some of them go straight into employment. Of the remaining tracks, we have about 100 each. Companion animal science and animal science, and the other two tracks are pure students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zama. Dr. Ponusami, would you like to jump in and answer that question as well?
Yes, so we are a mid-sized department, about 40 students. Of the 5 options that I said, our general management and research option are almost similar with respect to the number of sustainability and pet science are currently catching up. So we around 35 to 40 graduating students every year. What we are.
Thank you so much. Dr. Werby, would you like to answer this question as well?
Sure. Well, I'm proud to say that we're behind just behind animal science in terms of being one of the more popular majors at SEBS. We've got just under 300, I'd say 270 to 300 in any given year. We're graduating something like 85 seniors in another month or so. I just got done going through all of our actually, I'm thinking of the junior class. The pre-senior checklist is what I had gone through. So that holds about right. We are proud of the fact that we're sizable, but I don't want people to be put off by how big that might make our classes seem. Certainly in an introductory course like nutrition and health, you might be in a lecture. We offer one that is about 120 students, another one that's over 300 because of the demand for a course like that. But as you progress up your sophomore, junior, senior level courses, the class size gets smaller, so that if you were a dietetic senior, you might be in a class with only 40 to 45 students.
Thank you so much. And lastly, Dr. Velangani, would you like to answer this question about the size of your program?
Yeah, we have 120 students in the major, and 90% of the students are registered for the business economics option. That is the most popular option for the program.
Great, thank you. Dr. Zama, we have a question for you. A student wants to know if you can share a little bit more about the study abroad opportunities available through the animal science program.
Right. So I want to preface that if you are serious about any kind of animal science career, experience is very critical, hands-on experiences. So School of Environmental Biological Sciences requires you to do 3 experience-based education credits, and animal science requires you to do 7 experience-based education credits. But we have crafted a curriculum where you can actually earn the majority of those credits on campus working with different livestock species, lab animal species with hands-on experiences. In addition, we have study abroad experiences where you can travel to Belize or France, or sometimes we've had students travel to Australia, but right now we don't have an active contract there. But Belize is a popular destination where students actually work either in a wildlife ecology conservation setting, or they might work with a large animal veterinary clinic. And they're able to do various things for you earn about three credits for 2 weeks worth of work, or 6 credits for 4 weeks of stay in the study abroad program. So the School of International Programs on the SEBS campus is a subsidiary of the Global Study Abroad at Rutgers. And study abroad students don't have to worry too much if they have the finances, because scholarships are given on a competitive basis. So a lot of the animal science students apply to go to the study abroad in Belize or in France. And in Belize, they come back with these amazing experiences working with wildlife, everything from jaguars and tapirs and different species of birds, and work in their vet clinic, helping with spaying and neutering things that they're not allowed to do on the state side, or they cannot do on the state side. In France, they work more from the production animal angle, and they work with farms and learn about sustainable agriculture and so on and so forth. Highly recommend study abroad experiences.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zama. And I think you really brought up a great point about the hands-on experience, because it's one of the things that makes our school very unique. We want all of our students to be able to obtain some hands-on experience through international immersion, whether they'd like to go study abroad for an entire academic cycle. Even short-term trips are available that will take you away and abroad for 10 days. You can also get your hands-on experience through research or an internship. And I think this is really important for our students to know and understand. So I would like for the rest of the faculty members to also talk about research and study abroad opportunities within their respective programs. So Dr. Panusami, we're going to jump back to you if you'd like to talk about the food science program and the research opportunities and any study abroad programs available for students through your program.
Let me start with the study abroad program. So the most popular study abroad program is microbiology of wine and cheese in France. It is not offered by the food science department, but obviously since wine and cheese are foods and France is also very attractive to everybody. So this is run by the microbiology department, but our students make use of that. Our students also have started going to our own study abroad program, which is food and sustainability in Thailand. We ran the course for the first time during winter because obviously the weather in Thailand is much better. During that time, doesn't rain and it's pretty warm there. So they had very good experience. So where they actually grow the foods, so they are connected to the foods, and these are the two most popular ones. Regarding study abroad for a semester or something, you can always plan ahead and you can work with me and you can study some courses abroad and we'll imbibe them into our courses, and that we will do on a course by course basis. I hope that covers the study abroad portion of it. Next, moving on to the research, we have faculty that do research in food microbiology and sensory evaluation. We have a full-fledged professional sensory testing lab, and students just love to do that. We also have faculty that work with technology, nanotechnology, and the other faculty who work with are in food engineering. So there are some faculty who would prefer the students to work for a year with them. And we also have faculty who do animal experiments, and they prefer to have a student from the very beginning for a longer period of time, all the 4 years. We do have some students working on that. We have a faculty who works on microbiome, gut microbiome, that's an upcoming field as well. So because of this experience-based education credits that the students would like to get, a lot of our students work with our faculty even for 1 semester. So technology, food engineering, food microbiology, food chemistry, yes, we have a lot of opportunities for students to get some research experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Panusani. I just want to make sure that you're aware that there were a few moments where you were kind of drifting away. So if you, the next time that you speak, if you can maybe get closer to the mic, that would be a little bit more helpful. I don't know if our other guests are having that difficulty as well.
Dr. I'll make sure.
No problem. It sounds better now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dr. Valentani, would you like to talk about research opportunities and any study abroad?
Yes.
Help manage through your department?
Yeah, sure. And usually what we encourage our students is a 2-track. One, we allow the students to go abroad and complete some of the course requirement. For example, we collect syllabus from different universities in Greece and Italy and make the comparable decision. If the syllabus are exactly the same, we'll give the opportunity for the students to go abroad and complete their study program, complete their required credits in marketing or management or in business. And also we encourage all the students to go for the internship program through the SPIN coordinator in our school. And that we encourage them not to take many of the courses that fulfill the experience-based education, but we ask them and encourage them to get those 3 credits via the internship program. And we also have the environmental economics program, the environmental economics course that one of our professor teaches. He also offers this experience-based education. And they have this aquaculture program where they try to build the renewable energy through solar panels to maintain their aquaculture needs. So that is how we created different opportunities for students to experiment with different faculty members as well. And also most of the faculty members have some sort of projects, either from USAID or from US Department of Agriculture. Through these different projects, students can join any one of their faculty members and do their research as well. And usually we also hire some students during the summertime to cooperate and to work with the faculty members in these research projects.
Thank you so much, Dr. Valangani. And you talked about SPIN, the Student to Professional Internship Network, which is a department through the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences that helps students to complete their experience-based education credits. And I know our deans who are virtually logging and sending you many resources have shared that link with you. So I want to make sure that you all are clicking on the SEBS SPIN, spin.rutgers.edu link so that you can learn more about the SPIN program. And also they've shared the link for the Office of International Programs so that you can learn more about the study abroad opportunities. And last, we also shared the link for one of the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences videos, which will allude to the program that Dr. Zalma was mentioning earlier, where students who are in the animal science program can go to Belize and study large animals. We actually had one of our students on camera talking about her experience being in Belize and all of the things that she learned and the overall rewarding experience that she had by going abroad through a short-term study abroad program through the Office of International Programs. So we encourage you to go online and look at these resources and videos. And lastly, I would like to allow Dr. Warabi to talk about research and any study abroad opportunities through his department.
Okay. Frankly, our dietetics program, because it's an accredited program by the national organization, we have a rather rigid curriculum. So it does take good planning on the part of the student because certain courses are only offered fall and spring. And as a result, I really don't recall many in the way of dietetic students who want to disrupt their sequencing of taking required courses to do that. However, within our community nutrition option and our food service administration option, we're very encouraging of students taking advantage of study abroad programs. We're not linked to any specifically, but much like Dr. Panasamy mentioned, that food and wine course over in France is very popular with our students over the summer. The new program in Greece has been getting some attention. So with those two options, food service and community, because there are a large number of electives that are within the option that students have some freedom in taking, it works very well. But for the dietitian, for the most part, they have to take courses that they cannot make substitutions with that most universities in Europe would not be offering. Research, just about all of our faculty are active with research. You can go to our department website, and for every faculty member that you see a live link for, it will take you to a page where it will list what their research interests are and illustrative publications. As I said at the outset, we're in very much a multidisciplinary program. We have epidemiologists on the faculty. We have physiologists. I'm a psychologist myself. We, of course, have numbers of dietitians. So our research ranges from whole body human research, a la survey or interviews or testing, the way I might be working, to people that are working at the molecular level. We have a very strong lipid research program. A good 3 or 4 of our faculty have lipid metabolism as their area of interest. People working with large data sets, a la the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. So everything from cell to the full human being to people in the aggregate are studied by our faculty, and just about everyone is always looking for interested, eager students to help assist us with these works.
Thank you so much. And so we have another question from a student asking if any of the majors that we offer through your programs can be taken alongside another minor. So can you possibly double minor within the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences? And I want to let you all know that there's no requirement to minor, but you are able to add a minor or double minor with the programs that we have in our school. And it is not a difficult thing to do. You just have to be mindful of the credit requirements for each program and how that will affect you towards graduation. And I know Dean Richardson is sharing more information on the chat. So the question was specifically relating to the business and environmental economics minor. So I don't know, Dr. Valangani, if you'd like to talk a little bit about the minor and maybe share with students the flexibility of being able to add this minor while you're a student at SCBS. If there's anything you'd like to share, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, we have a minor, but it is not for those who are pursuing economics or those who are going to enroll with a business school. But the rest of the students can enroll for our minor. And in the minor, they'll be also doing some of the basic business courses as well as some economics courses. And the other aspect of our program is that we train students in dealing with a large data set. As I told you before, most of our faculty members have projects. All those projects collect data. And we allow the students to experiment with those data. And data analysis is an integral part of our program. So therefore, that is what drives recruitment from our program. The students go from here, have some exposure to large data set and analyzing those data set and trying to give a meaningful interpretation to the analysis. That's a very big advantage for our program.
Thank you so much. So we are pretty much now at the end of our session. So I'd like to give the faculty members an opportunity to provide the students and all of our guests with some last words, anything remaining that you failed to mention about your program, or any words of encouragement as we continue to deal with this crisis and hopefully connect with you and meet you in the future. Dr. Valangani, since you just spoke, if you'd like to start us off, I'll pass it along to you.
Yeah, we have, as I told you, it's a very small program with 160 students, and most of the faculty members are very much diverse in their expertise, ranging from statisticians, econometricians, environmentalists, and marketing specialists. So there's one thing, it's a very small group of people, and we are very much closer to the students first and foremost. And second, we also have different types of scholarships that we award to different students. During the junior years, we award 5 scholarships worth of $3,000 based on their academic excellence as well as the financial needs. And the final senior years, we have 4 scholarships, 2 scholarships offered for their excellence in academic performance, and 2 for their outstanding work to the community. And in general, it is a very small program and is very much job-oriented program. And we enable the students to get some basic skills as they go out to explore their future. And you all the best of everything.
Thank you so much, Dr. Valangani. Dr. Werby, would you like to add a few words, send a quick message to our audience and our guests?
Sure. If you're interested in becoming a registered dietitian nutritionist and you get through our program, there are no guarantees in life, but we can be very, very sure you will reach your goal. Those internships that I made reference to are competitive, and we have a tremendous acceptance rate with those. Our match rate this past week was close to 80%. I'm assuming that'll go even further when a few more matches are disclosed. You have to take that exam I mentioned as well, and our pass rate on the exam of our alums is in the neighborhood of 100%. So if you get through our program, you will very easily get through the next steps and become a dietitian one day. So we hope to see you in September, some of you, if any of you are interested at all in that, as well as our other options. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Werby. Dr. Ponusami, is there anything you'd like to share about the food science program? Any last messages or words you have for our guests?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So welcome to food science. It's a good choice for your career. And yeah, a lot of students who graduate, I forgot to mention, and I was waiting for an opportunity to say this. They all get a job soon after their graduation, and they all come back to us for doing our master's program. So our master's program is designed for students who are working full-time in food industry or any other industry, any other job. And you have web classes, and one of our other popular route is 5-year MBS, BS and Master of Business and Sciences. A lot of students during their junior year start their process for getting admitted into the MBS program, and that's getting really popular. We have more than 100 students pursuing MBS with the food science option. So that's getting popular too. So whatever your choices are, whether you're trying to pursue a minor or a double major, my only advice is you start thinking of it early so you can place your courses accordingly and make sure you complete a minor of your choice if you're going for it.
Thank you
Good
so
luck,
much.
and I hope to see you.
Thank you so much. So Dr. Zama, if you'd like to now conclude our event, and if also you can just talk a little bit about some of the vet school rates. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier, but I think it would be important for our students interested in animal science to know what the acceptance rates are for students who graduate from the animal science program at Rutgers when they're applying to vet school.
For our qualified students who have GPA of 3.2, 3.3 and above, our vet school acceptances are about 75 to 90%. 75% in any year that they've graduated, like supposing they graduate in May and they're going to vet school in that fall, it's about 75% acceptance rate. And if you include from the previous year's graduates, then it's up to 90%. So New Jersey does not have a vet school, but that does not prevent our students from being highly competitive at other states' veterinary medical schools. What I want to highlight with our program is that we have a fully funded teaching farm right here on campus. Unlike many other animal science programs across the Eastern Seaboard, the farms are a little bit at a commuting distance. Excuse me.
You're currently muted, Dr. Zama.
Students are within an integrated curriculum where they're taking coursework on campus. They have full mobility across campus because of the bus system, and they have the farm right there close to the dorms and all the fun activities of Rutgers campus life. So the students are able to get the best of experiences with New York City on one side, Philadelphia on the other, and the farm experience and the lab animal experience in an integrated curriculum. So it's best optimization for the time that they are here. So this is something that tuition dollars can't even be modeled after closely. So we feel very proud that we are able to offer this to the students out there.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zama. And before we conclude our event, I just want to reiterate and show you all Dr. Zama's email. So if you have any questions, you can follow up with her and ask her any questions regarding animal science. And you may also do the same with Dr. Panusamy from food science, Dr. Valangani from environmental business economics, and finally with Dr. John Warby from nutritional sciences. Myself and the rest of the deans in the Office of Academic Programs are also here and willing to support you. We know that this, is one event of many that we plan to hopefully meet you and speak with you. So while we're unable to meet in person at the moment, we're still more than available to speak with you. If you have any other outstanding questions about the enrollment process, if you have any questions about the curriculums, about placement testing, anything about academic and student life, please connect with us. You can go on our website at sebs.rutgers.edu and chat with us live from 8:30 to 5 p.m. Monday through Fridays Eastern Time. And you can always email our office at advising@sebs.rutgers.edu, and you'll be able to speak with one of myself or one of the other deans. Again, we wish you the best of luck. We understand that this is a difficult time and a hard decision to make, especially in the circumstances that we're in. But just know that Rutgers has your back, and the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences has not just faculty and staff that are ready and willing to support you in all of your academic needs. We look forward to communicating with you further, and we wish you the best of luck. Continue to stay healthy and safe, and we'll be looking forward to chatting with you in the future. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for your time.
The best.
Thank you all the best.
Good luck and all the best.
Good luck all.